All right, so yesterday we talked about adding fractions using the regular least common denominator method. So we're going to do that method first, okay? So this looks like what we did yesterday. Then we're going to talk about the butterfly method, okay? Show you the difference. So we're going to do this one first. So this one we have 2/5 plus 2/7. 2/5 plus 2/7. What do I notice about those two denominators? Number one, they're not the same. Number two, they're not what? Even. They're not even. So what does that mean about those two? I can probably multiply them together. If I multiply these two together, what does my common denominator become?
35.
Okay, so I know I have to do all of this, which makes my common denominator 35. Now I have to fill in the gaps. Okay, so I'm going to write on here that way. Maybe. Okay, so I know common denominator there is 35. Okay? Now, I have to figure out what am I going to multiply each fraction by to get 35. So let's start with the top. 5 times what would give me 35? 7. If I multiply the bottom by 7, I have to do what?
Multiply the top by 7.
Multiply the top by 7. What's that going to give me up here?
14.
14. Okay? Same thing on the bottom. 7 times what gives me 35?
5.
5. I've multiplied times 5 here. What do I have to multiply here? 5. 2 times 5 gives me what?
10.
Last step on this, I have to do what?
Adam.
Just add them together. So now I have 14 35ths plus 10 35ths. Do I add my denominators? No. I spent all that time trying to find that common denominator. I'm going to keep it. So I know my denominator is 35. I add my numerators and get what?
24.
24. So my answer is there. So let me fill this in. So we'll have it on 14 and 10, and then I get 24 35ths. Okay? Yes? No?
Yes.
We have no idea what's going on?
I do.
All right. On number 2 over here, I'm going to show you the butterfly method. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is write down my fractions. So here are my fractions, okay? Everybody with me so far? There are my fractions. So in order to do the butterfly method, I have to make a couple of drawings on my fractions, okay? So drawing number 1, I'm going to do this. Number 2, I'm going to do that. See the butterfly so far? We see wings right now, right? Okay. Now, I circled those for a reason. When I circle those, they're called, well, they are wings, yes, but okay. You're going to cross multiply. Okay, that means you are multiplying across. So you are multiplying 6 and 3, which gives me what?
18.
I'm going to write that number right there. Okay? All right? Now I'm going to do the same thing to this wing. 5 times 4.
20.
And I'm going to write it above that wing. With me so far?
Yes.
Now I'm going to take my 2 denominators and multiply them, which will give me what?
24.
So, my denominator is 24. These 2 numbers I have put up here on the top, I'm just going to add. 38. Now, this is called an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Okay? We're not ready for that yet. We're not ready. Okay? We're not there yet. We're not at an improper fraction stage. Once we get through subtraction, we'll talk about these. Okay? But right now, we're not ready. Now, this method and the other method, you will get 2 different answers. You have to simplify these in the butterfly method. Okay? Remember we talked about simplifying a couple days ago. Okay? This you would have to simplify to get it to be a correct answer. Okay? But everybody gets the concept, right? Okay. So, I showed it to you. We're not going to use it yet, though.
Oh, yes.
Okay? So, we're going to go back to the other way. For now, we'll use that, but just not yet. We're not ready. Okay? So, this one, again, 3/4, 5/6. I noticed about my denominators, what?
They're even.
They're even. They're both even. So what does that mean?
Multiply. Don't you see what number is the
I have to find my multiple because if both of them are even, more than likely, if you multiply them, it's going to be too big. Okay? So I have 4 and 6 that I need to find multiples for. Okay? So let's do 4 first. So we already have 4 times 1. What's 4 times 2?
8.
Times 3?
12.
Times 4?
16.
Times 5?
20.
All right, let's do 6. 6 times 1 is 6. Times 2?
12.
Times 3?
32.
Times 4?
24.
Times 5?
30.
What number?
12.
12 is my lowest number that actually matches. So I know that my lowest common denominator here is 12. What was my denominator on the butterfly method?
24.
Too big, right? Okay, now, once we learn how to simplify those improper fractions and do all that, it'll come out to the same answer. But right now, that's too much. Okay? Now, 4 times what gives me 12?
3.
I multiply this times 3. I have to multiply by 3. So my numerator here is going to be what? 9. 6 times what is 12?
2.
2. If I multiply here by 2, I have to multiply here by 2. 5 times 2 is what?
10.
Last step, I'm going to add these 2 together. Leave my denominator the same. 9 plus 10 gives me what?
19.
It's still an improper fraction. But this is a less offensive improper fraction than the other one. Okay? It's going to be okay for now. Okay? For now. All right, for now it's okay. Leave your improper fractions. We'll learn later how to fix them. Okay? Got me? Okay. I want you to do the third one here on your own. 1/2 plus 7/9. 1/2 plus 7/9. All right, so our first one, we have 2/5 plus 1/4. 2/5 and 1/4. From what I know about my multiplication facts, Jace, what's my least common denominator going to be? Are you sure? Izzy, what's my least common denominator going to be? 20.
RJ, quit saying this.
All right, now, Jace, let's try again. What do I have to do here to get to 20? Turn around. We're done with partners. Turn around. What do I have to do there to get to 20?
What do you think?
Let's try again. How do I get from here to here? Anna, how do I get there?
4.
4.
So you multiply 4 by 4. I mean 4 by 5. This ain't even
So I do here by 4. So my numerator will become what?
8.
What do I do down here? 5. 5. And 5 again. Now, again, I add and I get what?
13, 20.
13 20th. So I'm going to look. You will have on each piece. You already have a teal looking piece. You're going to have an orange piece and a pink piece. Okay? This is going to be your orange piece. This is your answer piece, the pink piece. Okay? So I'm going, hang on, stop. So I look down here and I find I need 8 20ths and 5 20ths. It's right here. Hold on, let me turn my, it's right here. So I'm going to move it. It's all in one piece. Then I find my purple piece here. I worked it out so I know that it is 13 20ths. And I put it on the end. So now I have a completed puzzle piece. Okay? Easy, right? Okay. Now there's a simplest form spot. Now I have to see if I can make it into a simpler form when I'm done. Okay? So we are going to do the exact same thing up until that point, and then we're going to add one more little step. Okay? So our first one here, we have 1/3 and 7/15. Now, on this one, I should not have to find a multiple. You should know in your head what number is going to be my least common denominator.
5.
No,
You don't divide it.
we're not dividing anything.
Oh.
We don't divide.
Like,
Now look at this. I have a 3 and I have a 15. Think about it. Think about it for a second. I have a 3 and I have a 15. Madison, what's it going to be?
40,000.
Nope, too much.
15.
15. Thank you, RJ.
I use my fingers.
I don't even have to change this. But I can do 3 times 5 and get 15.
I'm so smart.
Okay? So, I don't have to change this. If I want to put my ones there, I can, but it stays the same. Okay? But I have to fix this one. 3 times 5, and then 1 times 5, which gives me a 5 here. All right, now, I'm going to add these two together. 15 is my common denominator still. What's my numerator, Connor?
Remove. Oh.
Ania,
12.
how'd you get it?
I add 5 plus.
You added 5 plus 7, right?
I didn't think about that.
Maybe if you didn't have your handy.
Yeah.
If you do not know your multiplication facts, you are going to be in big time trouble with this. That means you need to study at home. If you don't know them, you need to study them every night at home.
Remember the thingies we made of the cards?
Let me write that down. All right. So, if you don't know your multiplication facts, you better study them every single night at home.
Yes, ma'am.
Because when it's time to simplify, you have to know them. If you don't know them, you are going to struggle big time. You just have to know, well, 12 and 15 are both multiples of 3. So I can divide both by 3 and get a simpler answer. So on this one, my answer is 4/5. Okay, let's try the next one. So I want you to write the next one down. Try it on your own. This one, top one will get multiplied by what?
2.
So I'm going to multiply by 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and I will get what? 4/16. Now, I add those two together. 14/16. Now I need to simplify. What can I divide both of these numbers by?
8.
Definitely no. 2.
Yeah! I'm so smart.
So my answer will be what? 7/8. Majority of the time, hear me out. When you simplify, it's going to be by a small number. 2, 3, 4, 5 are your most common. Could it be higher than that? It could, but it's probably not going to happen very often. Most of the time when you have to simplify, if they're both even numbers, do it by 2. If you got to do it again by 2. You need to do it again by 2 until you get down to where you can't do it anymore. Okay? Everybody all right with that one? All right. Let me write this one down.
Is it going to be a while before we quit learning about that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
All right. Let's do this last one.
Lord.
So we have 4/6 and we have 1/9. So let's think about it. What would our common denominator be? Nope. Let's write down our multiples. So if we have 6,
Oh, I know.
so 6 times 1 is 6 times 2
12,
times 3
18,
times 4
30, 24,
times 5.
30,
Let's do 9. 9 times 2
18,
times 3
26,
times 4
36,
times 5.
40, 45. 18, it's 18.
18. All right. So, go back to my 18. 6 times what gives me 18? 3, right? So that means I got to do this by 3. This will be what? 12. 9 times what is 18? 2 times 2 gives me a 2. Add them up. 14/18 Same thing as the last one. They're both even. So we're going to divide by 2. So we get 7 ninths.